That's right, that's right. Welcome back, team. You're with Next Level JJ, and I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Hey, it's good to have you back. If you've been having a good week, that's awesome to hear. If you haven't, well, hey, look, maybe this stream can teach you the ability to internalize all the negativity, which I guess is probably not a good thing. But if you just want to have a laugh, you're probably at the right place. Hey, look, it's really good to have you. As I said, basically we had this very intriguing, fairly complex, very frustrating Assetto Corsa Evo stream the last time we did it. I managed to make a good video out of that showing just the complexities of online lobbies. So, of course, when you race against people that are firstly on the other side of the planet, fair, but also some people with varying levels of skill, you're unfortunately going to run into each other. And that is something that happened a lot. And I had a bit of a holiday in between the last time I did my Assetto Corsa Evo stream and now, and there's been a lot of time to think about that. And that video that I put out was probably one of the hardest things I've had to do. Remember, the point of the channel is Next Level JJ. It's not I'm Next Level. It's for us as a team to take things to the next level, push our limits, make mistakes, learn as much as we can. And I learned a lot out of that video. Seriously, I took it hard. I got really mad. I did some, in my view, despicable things. So you should definitely go and check out that video. Some of the friends that I've got have watched it and said it's not that bad, but for me, it was evil. I literally got mad and just bumped the person, which, from this point onwards, that is a lesson I've learned. But I've also learned that, people are watching this not to necessarily see me do excellent things. People are watching this because they're humans and they want to see me make mistakes as well. And so, yeah, from now on, crashes, things like that, fine. We are just going to take it and smile, grit our teeth, and understand that sometimes it's our mistake. We just didn't see it that point of view. And sometimes that person didn't mean it. Now and then the person's just a blithering freaking idiot. But hey, different strokes, different folks, right? Now, as always, if you want to learn a little bit about me, a little bit about channel, very simply just head over to nextleveljj.com, and there you'll find everything you need to know about my socials, my schedule, which I think is quite important, my top 100 games list, and so forth and so forth. So please feel free to go check that out. Now, interesting enough, I've noticed that this Spotify is not showing, which is not good, but I tell you what, why don't we put it back? No? You don't want to? Okay. All right. Well, you know what? This was working perfectly fine just a few minutes ago, but as luck would have it, old Spotty McSpotface doesn't want to play ball. But there we go. She's back. So the reason why I had to bring it up is Stream Beats by Harris Haller is, as usual, just playing the tunes in the background. Please go and check them out on Spotify. Link is in the description. I have no affiliation to them. I don't get anything out of it. The fact that my streams can have such good quality music for free is just one of the best things ever. So go check them out. I went for a bombing mountain bike ride yesterday, and so many of their songs I was just listening to. When you need to have a high, when you need to have a relax, they're all in there. Now, another thing that's quite important, we're growing this channel as fast as we can. I've in essence basically made this my main career, and I've been loving it. There's been highs, there's definitely been some lows. It is a bit of an experience, and in this world where there are millions of streamers, it is definitely not the easiest thing to do. But that's the point of this channel. It's Next Level JJ. I'm enjoying this, the creativity, being able to define how we go, learning things on stream. Most importantly, learn and meet new people. This has been so fantastic. The community is growing quite well in Discord. I'm of course getting used to how I communicate with people and setting things up and stuff like that, but it has been so much fun. But to continue to grow this channel, I need your support. Now, first and foremost, Next Level JJ is all about taking things to the next level, and so one of the things we've recently added just yesterday is our goal bar. So as you can see down there, this is my Twitch goal at the moment. Seriously, I am so close. It's now, what, 7 or something like that? Hang on. Let me just check something here. Oh yeah, that's something weird going on with the bar. Hey, it worked literally a few minutes ago. But as you can see, 18 out of 25. We are 7 away from reaching affiliate level. So if you're watching this on Twitch, please, I promise you, I'm putting everything into this, and I'm one of those streamers that wants to grow this channel in the way my community wants it. So you can give feedback, you can play with me. You know, I've got quite a few people already on Discord that we play Rocket League together, we play Assetto Corsa Evo together, and so don't be shy. Join our community, become a follower. The moment I hit 25, I become an affiliate. Is it an affiliate? I think it's an affiliate. Brain. I cannot brain. I has the dumb. But the moment I reach that, there's a lot of things that come towards me, including being able to upgrade the quality of the stream. So please, if you can, I'd appreciate it. You're not going to regret it. But also, we have a YouTube goal. And so you see, yeah, there's something very strange going on with these bars, because as you can see, I've reached my 1,000 subscribers. But no, it's down in the 60s. That's a bigger goal. Of course, YouTube has got a bigger entry level to be able to reach a partner level or things like that. So yeah, if you can, I will really appreciate it. All right, so let's bring this all back into Assetto Corsa Evo. Now, there's been a bit of controversy around Assetto Corsa Evo of late. I don't want to dig into it too much, but in short, one of the main reasons why people were keen to buy Assetto Corsa Evo, and especially invest in the early access. So this game's not fully released yet. It's only available in early access, which is cool because you pay half price, and then it means that when it comes out, you're going to smile. I still stand by, regardless of the controversy, I think it's worth the money. I've had so much fun with it. Of course, you can get almost all of this in Assetto Corsa, the OG, as I call it, the first one, because the modding scene is huge, right? And that's made it very hard for Assetto Corsa Evo to compete with it, at least at this stage. But I still think it's going to become, in the years to come, most likely the Assetto Corsa Evo, the Assetto Corsa that everybody plays, because they have mentioned in their news releases they're focusing on mod support, which is very important. If they didn't do that, they would be looking for trouble. But of course, the controversy is they've decided to pull back some of the career mode functions and have it a little bit more, you know, you just do time trials and stuff to upgrade. And that's hit a lot of people hard, because the reason, as I was trying to get to earlier, the reason why people are keen on Assetto Corsa Evo is because of that career mode. Because all the other games, your Le Mans Ultimate, your iRacing, and these sims, that's all they do. They're just online racing and time trial. And what we really wanted was the ability to have a bit of a career. Ironically, and I'm going to go find that clip one day, I said that if they take all the money that I've earned in the early access, I'm going to be pissed. There's going to be a riot. I'm going to uninstall the game. And that's ultimately what they're going to do. And so I think Assetto Corsa Evo has got some very clear warning signs from releasing that. I've seen many game developers over the years go, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And then the crowd erupts, the pitchforks and stuff come out, and then they go, okay, hang on a minute. We've seen what you've said. We're going to take it back a step. We'll give you what you want. I think Kunos has that opportunity now. Trust has been hurt, but they can walk it back. Now, this is not factual what I'm saying. This is allegedly. I'm just kind of thinking about this. Remember, Assetto Corsa has just released a rally game as well, which is very well received. And also, it's being worked on at this moment. And I wonder if they haven't split their development too much. You know, is it one of those things where, sorry, I'm just going to skip the song. It's a bit of a wow song. There we go. But oh, by the way, what we're listening to is the Ignition album today for Assetto Corsa, from Stream Beats by Harris Heller. So again, I have so many different albums I jump to. Some of them have different energy. This is differently. I think it suits racing very well. But so I wonder if they haven't split their development too much, potentially. You know, I think ultimately what they should have done is just make this one big game. And so you get rally fans coming into normal sim, and you get some people going to rally. But yeah, the fact that they've got these two big things, that's probably caused them a lot of pain. The open world, I think, is one of the hardest things to achieve. You know, everybody, the moment we heard about the open world, we went nuts. We were like, this is the best thing ever. We can't wait to try this out. Woo! And now it seems that they're going, oh crap, actually to build a system where you can buy stuff, there are shops which you can buy upgrades. Now you're going into GTA territory. And of course, what GTA has achieved has taken like, what, 20 years or something, however long. And so this is all, again, allegedly, but I suspect that is the case. Now, for those of you that don't know what this region is that I'm talking about, so in simple terms, Assetto Corsa has laser scanned, or Kunos has laser scanned the area around my favorite track in the world, the Nürburgring Nordschleife in Germany, in the Eifel region. They have laser scanned and photographed all of that and put this into the game. So I'll tell you what, why don't I quickly show you a little bit about that, and then we'll get further into the latest update.
Okay, session is over. Box this lap.
Now, on purpose, they're doing this
Copy.
very quiet. You'll see at the end of this. But of course, this is the Nürburgring, it's the GP track.
It looks like we got all the data we need. Good job.
So far, nothing new. Obviously, beautiful. Speaking of the new release, GT3 RS, that, my friends,
We need to do some work with the data. But
is a
stick around,
road
okay?
car. You can drive that to the shops and get some milk.
Sounds good. I'll enjoy the place.
Which I think is a bit stupid. You have this whole team sitting around the GT3 RS. I don't see that happening in real life. But anyway, hey, Italiano! For those who don't know, Kunos is Italian. So there we go. Now we've got the beautiful castle situated in the middle of the Nürburgring. You know, I can make continuous jokes about fans. I've done in many other streams. I won't do that to you guys. But here, this is one of the towns nearby, and we are going to be able to race through here. You know, in my head, Pagani, Wyra, you know, the evolutionary version with the roof that's cut open, coming past this statue as hard as I can at night with other people. That's what we're looking forward to. Okay. We want the career mode. I don't want to just be able to push a button and get a Pagani. I want to be able to work my way up to it. If you see somebody with a Pagani driving around, you know they've put in the yards. They've spent their money wisely. And that's maybe where the people are a bit miffed. But at this point, this is already built, and this is quite an old trailer. And so there's already a lot of work that's been put in. You know, even if it's... There's cows. There's cows. You know, why the long face? M2 just casually rolling behind that. But here we go. This is why it was quiet. Yes. 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 There we go. This is what we're going to be doing soon, my friends. This is what we're going to be doing soon. And so, yeah, early access. You can go buy it now, half price. And so I'm of the opinion to give them a bit of a chance here. I think, in my view, they've you know, shot the cannon. Now they've seen where the ball's gone. They've seen people are not happy with it. They're gonna, I hope, bring back the career mode, or at least make some changes. But that Eifel region is gonna be so much fun, you know? Of course, there are Need for Speeds and those games are fantastic, but they are 100% not sim, you know? And so I can't remember a game that is open world that is sim-like features. No, not even sim-like. You know, many games are technically sim-like. There are some parts to it that's realistic, but we're talking about proper sim. And so this is what we're getting with this open world. So super duper exciting. But now let's bring it up into the modern times. So of course, as some of you know, they are releasing these little updates periodically as they get closer to the major release. And so early access, they've just fairly recently released version 5 or 0.5. So let me quickly jump over here. There we go. Just to show you what we got. So, hey, I see we just got the John in. Welcome back, the John. How you doing, my friend? Proper sim? Yeah, proper sim. A bit of Afrikaans accent in there. But so this is what's new in a 0.5. So we've still have got a few releases to go, including hopefully the open world before. Trust me, if there's a thing they need to test, it's the open world. So hopefully they will do that. Now, as you can see here, gameplay, ongoing rework, track limits, that's a big one because I had a lot of beef with that. Shared memory fixes, again, tend to crash a little bit. Dynamic tracks improve the rubbering, the first step, that's very good. Revised online code, allowing carriage selection and creation of races with specific mechanical configs, great. Open mode prioritization, yes. Now you see, and rollback of game economy for more racing. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. That, my friends, is the controversial part over there. Launch control and rear axle improvements, that's very good to hear. The John says thank you. I said thank you to you too, man. And yes, Mr. The John, I am wearing the shirt. For those who don't know, the John is our original Patreon supporter. Of course, if you want to support me, head over to nextleveljj.com. There should be a link to my Patreon, or it's in the description. But because he was the OG, he was the first person to receive one of these numbered shirts. And so there'll be a little competition in the not too distant future for you to potentially win one of them. It's cool. It's understated. You know, I walked around in a party and almost nobody went, what the hell is that about? And that's what I want. I don't want a shirt that shouts, hey, look at me. But for those that try and read the letters, they go, what does it mean? And there's a bit of a Raw Creek, a Race Week a tip of the cap there. UI improvements, revised car selection flow, good. Improved multiplayer, possibly to hide game UI and demand with key biting, great. Graphics performance, this is huge. I've had so many issues with it running like ass on my computer, and my computer is okay. It's sort of PlayStation 5 Pro, a little bit above level, and some of the graphics just look terrible. But remember, this is early access. They're still working on it. What we got now is an update they probably worked in like July of last year. So these things are coming as they're ready to release them. The John says, get on board, everyone. Hell yeah. Jump in the passenger seat, even the back seat. Hold on to the roll cage. We're going for a ride. Yeah, so graphics performance, new features, free camera mode, initial implementation of blue flag logic, very good, because I had the situation where I was mapping cars, lapping cars, and they were just horrendous. They were just in the way. Now, cars, this is obviously very good as well. Audi Sport Quattro, M2, Caterham, Dallara, looks very cool. The long-awaited 911 GT3 RS. This is big. The Toyota AE86. We'll get to that in a second. The Volkswagen Golf MK1. Some people love it. For me, it's just a little Golf. But hey, I did have a lot of fun with the Lancia Delta Integrale. So, and then two racetracks. You know, Circuit Paul Ricard or Richard, whatever. And then, well, I know it's Ricard, but a certain person that's one of the best streamers in the world when it comes to racing, he mentioned that a friend of his calls it Richard, so we will do that too. And then Watkins Glen. Hey, it is what it is. And so that's what we got in the latest release. Now, the reason why I kind of pointed out the AE86 is because it is one of the most legendary cars. So I'll get into that in a second, but I thought, let's have a little bit of fun here, team. Why don't I show you what is in the new season? Cool song. Hopefully I don't get ticked for it. That's okay. YouTube does have a cool feature to blank it out. But there we go, the Quattro, man. Looking forward to that. Again, it would be great if there are dirt stages in Assetto Corsa Evo, maybe in the open world, that we can test its real limits, because it's not a good road car. Caterham 7, man, or Lotus 7, the G. Of course, you can't have this game without the M2. Are you kidding me? And also, look, the full upgrade pack with the 4 exhaust. I think it looks hot as bang. Music is getting us pumped, man. Woo. I want to find out what the song is. But yes, and the wang. And then, of course, the Dallara EXP. This thing looks ridiculous. Redonk. I was worried that Kunos was not making exciting trailers. This is fun. Nothing new here. Except for a Porsche being overtaken by BMW. Go BMW! Paul Richard. That's a good track. Though I don't have a lot of experience with it at all. And Watkins Glen, I might have raced it once or twice, but again, it's one of those American tracks I haven't spent a lot of time in, but we will. We do have a goal. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think this bodes well. Especially because one of the mods that is so popular in the Assetto Corsa Evo 1 is the Toge. So we'll touch on its history in a second. I might even take this for a spin first. Sounds good, eh? And then, yes, release number 6 coming soon. Sebring, of course. And there we go. Early access team. So, yes, very, very cool. Bunch of stuff that we really wanted to have added. So, again, I'd say well done to Kunos. You just got to walk back on the career mode. So, I thought we'd just quickly jump over here for a second. There we go. So, as you can see, as you're supposed to see, I know what happened here. So, of course, I just briefly closed. There we go. Here we go. So, as mentioned before, my website, nextleveljj.com, the key thing is the schedule. Don't be shy. Go check it out. The reason why is because I stream all kinds of games. Some of them might be up your alley. Some of them might not. And so you can go and see what I'm doing next. So, of course, Survival of the Fittest, that's where we are today. The reason for Survival of the Fittest, we'll get into in a second. Tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to this one. Bit of Rocket League. And then on Sunday, super excited about that, doing Bombcat. If you love jets, tune in for that. That's me flying an F-14 and we're doing it all. We're going to go learn how to drop some bombs. But yesterday did Diablo 2, another Diablo stream after that. A bit of Rust, racing. You see Highguard. Oh, I really feel bad for Highguard and so forth. There's quite a few things that I stream. So don't be shy. Go and check it out. But here's Assetto Corsa's website. Don't, you know, I was going to say don't be shy, but I seem to say don't be shy a lot. Don't be scared. Go and check it out. It's good. It kind of gives you an update of where they are and what they're aiming to do. Yes, there is already a Supra in drift spec in this game. I might take it for a spin in a second. But this I wanted to quickly touch on. So the A86, it's not the most powerful car, but it is one of the most popular in car culture, especially JDM. It was already a famous car, but it was infamous, I guess, with initial D. And so the A86 is referred to as the 86 or the Hachiroko, which I always thought the Hachiroko was like a unique nickname for it, but it turns out Hachiroko simply means 86. And so yes, super, super cool that they've added that. And I do think that this is boding well because I do want at some point do an Assetto Corsa OG stream where I play the I cannot brain as I have the Toge mods because, you know, I've seen it years ago with you know, some of the best streamers in the world taking it for a spin like Jimmy Broadbent and having the world's worth of fun. So I definitely want to do that myself. But the fact that they've put this into Assetto Corsa Evo already kind of shows, you know, imagine driving Toge in Germany. Wunderbar, I say, wunderbar. So we'll definitely check that out. Now, interesting enough, so I did mention earlier that it seems like Assetto Corsa Evo has fixed some memory problems, but interesting enough, it just crashed again. I find that if I'm busy streaming and I'm flipping between browsers and stuff like that, it just borks. It runs fine when that's my sole focus, but the moment I go to other application, it just goes, well, if you don't give me the attention, screw you, when it just explodes. So I just have to restart it again. But shall we get into it? Now, while we're waiting for that to load, of course, you know, I'm running a fairly basic setup. It's the G923 Logitech setup. I recently got the shifter, which is a must-have for when you're driving manual cars. Yeah, I've got a very cheap Gorilla gaming rig. I used to have something more expensive, left that in Denmark, and so we're building things up. Of course, if I was just focused on racing, then I'd already have much better equipment. But because I stream such a variety of things, you know, like I do DCS, I need, you know, joysticks and stuff like that. There's a lot, but as we grow this channel, this will come up. Okay, so most important question, is the game ready for me? And it is not. There we go, there we go, there we go. Excellent. Let's quickly go down to corner camera, and Spotify still there. Excellent. So welcome back to Assetto Corsa Evo. Now I am running graphics very low for sure, and that's just because, of course, I just got a unique email there, because I wanted to run smoothly on the stream. They say they've made some graphic updates, so I'll have a look and see how it works, but for now we're running it in a very low setting. In fact, if I go and show you here, it's basically graphics. You know, obviously we're running DLSS, which apparently they've done some updates to, but low, very low. I think the only thing that I've bumped up is the mirrors, because you really want to be able to see what's behind you. And so that for me is still surprising, because I can run Formula 1 26 on high to very high settings, and it runs 60 FPS smooth. So again, this is just them making some changes, some updates as they go. Now, what are we doing today? We're having fun, of course. As the title suggested, survival of the fittest. My last stream, I got taken out so many times, and of course some of those crashes was my fault in hindsight review. But so today it's about mental fitness. It's about firstly trying to identify if there's a bad thing coming and try to steer clear of it. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. You go for a corner, you know, like Ayrton Senna said, you see a gap. If you don't go for the gap, you're not a race driver. That's not true. If you do go for a gap, but that's not actually a gap, and you take somebody out, you're just a pillock. But trying to have a bit of foresight here. Let's be even more defensive driver. Let's just get it to the end, because so many of the races I had a chance of being on the podium, and then either I went for a gap that I thought was fair and the person didn't check their mirrors, or, you know, a person just went, I'm just going to take this person out because I don't know what I'm doing. So that's the thing, survival of the fittest. But most importantly is staying calm, internalizing the rage, because, oh my God, there is freaking rage for sure. So yeah, that's our goal for today, just to see if I can make it through a stream without literally trying to bite my microphone. Okay, now, our usual process these days is to warm up with the F40 LM at the Nürburgring at night in the rain. But considering there's some new cars and there are manual historical cars, I thought, why don't we give a different one a go? Now, what's happened immediately, and I wonder how this is going to change, but originally you had two modes. You had a free mode and you had a career mode, and in career mode you had to make money to buy a car, and free mode you could just buy anything. They've literally gotten rid of career mode, which is very annoying because I've spent a decent amount of time. Now the question is, Academy, see, it's gone. That's, you know, that I've spent a decent amount of time getting all my licenses. If you've wiped that, who knows? I'm not going to say what I said last time, because clearly that changed the course of history. But that's very annoying. I know this is early access and they're going to change things, but yeah, I just thought that was a porky move. Anyway, shall we? Oh, Honda S2000 interior. Beautiful. I know a certain person watching the stream that pushed that button and had a bit of a drive themselves. Yes, I used to own an S2000. If you do like S2000s, or you love S2000s, or you want to learn more about S2000s, head over to my YouTube channel. I did a live stream where I just did an ode to the S2000, so go and check that out. Anyway, Vehicle Hub. So, that's quite cool. I like that. So what are we doing today? So of course Toyota has added the AE86. So I've got the Hashiroko. I've got the Supra already tuned up, and I want to definitely give that a spin. But shall we go to Nürburgring in the wet and we give this a go? Now the cool thing here is you can customize the car. And so what I think they've done very well in Assetto Corsa Evo is they've actually gone and sort of given you the options that you would have had when you purchased it. And so, of course, the spec that is the most famous is the white and black spec. To be fair, I think if I ever bought one, I love this black and gold spec. It's really, really cool. And then there's the anime tribute, of course. This is, I think you've got some... No, isn't it supposed to... Ah, there we go. There we go. Sorry, that was a bit loud in your ears. But here is that. So, cool interior as well. Tough one, team, because, you know, this is the one for the views. This is the one I would actually buy in real life. So. Okay. Anime tribute, because it's got yellow fog lights, and hopefully they work. Okay, so now we can configure it as well, and so let's see what we've got. From an exterior perspective, we'll zoom out a bit. Of course, there's OEM, but you can customize. We want to do that. And brand script color, of course, it's in black, but you can update that. Very cool. Wheels, single tone, dual tone. Ooh, it's probably not this dark, but I think that looks cooler. And of course, wheel color, but we won't touch that. We're trying to remain as OG as possible. But you can see here, there are so many cool other features you can tick. All right, that doesn't look as good as I wanted to. The question I actually have is, do these make a performance difference? So I'll definitely put the wing because that just completes the look. But that front splitter, you know what? It's not that bad. I kind of like it. Okay, so that's the... Ooh, okay. Yeah, so do we want the sport seats? Honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference, but I guess sports it is. And then here we go. So we have the blacktop engine and the engine tuned. I don't know, but this one seems to have... That's 16 valve, this is 20 valve, so they'll probably be better. Limited slip differential. Interesting. So I wonder if the spool differential is more for drifting. So why don't we leave it a spool for now, but we can change it later. And then, of course, there's different with the Sadev gearbox. You know, fantastic features. Really, really like it. So we'll apply... We'll confirm, add to my cars, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got a slightly modified Hachiroko. All right, cool. Shall we take a step back and then we'll take it for a spin? So, single player, we're gonna just do practice at night. 30 minutes is fine. Apply. And so Europe, Nürburgring, Tourist and Fahrten, of course. Track, we want it to be horrendous. Heavy rain, thank you. Initial grip is fine, that will immediately evaporate. And then assist, so I'm going to turn off auto ignition for now. We'll use that when we do the racing, but as you can see, none of the other assists are there. All right, shall we give the old baby a spin? All right, so up comes the feet, and so yes, I've got a heart rate monitor on, so right now we're cruising at around 92. We just dropped down to 86, which is great. And just a reminder, I've got chat up on screen, so of course, don't be shy, just say hello in the comments, and you know, tell me what you think of all of this. Also, on top of that, I do have this new feature where when somebody subscribes or somebody becomes a follower on Twitch, it should pop up on screen. I haven't seen this myself. Should it happen on a stream, that'll be very exciting. I know in the years to come, I'm going to be so used to this, but for now, this is such an important part for me. Okay. Shall we? Okay. So here we sit in the Hachiroko. And so the first thing you need to do is you need to turn on the ignition, which doesn't seem to work. I think that's because I changed the setting for another. So here we go. So we go settings. They have done a good job here, I feel. So manage presets. And so we're going to use, I think this should load the right settings. Let's just have a look. There we go. So sometimes I mess around with things. And so ignition on, and now one thing I'll say, team, the volume of the car, the noise of the car, for me, I think Assetto Corsa Evo is turning everything up to, you know, a modified exhaust and induction sound. So, of course, because this is a hero car from a cartoon, this is fine. But I found with the S2000, it sounded like a S2000 that's got an exhaust and airbox. So, take it with a grain of salt, is what I'm saying. What I am going to do now is I'm going to turn up the volume so that you can enjoy this sound. So, it does mean that I'll have to shout a bit. There we go. I won't put it too high, but there we go. Hey! Hey! Woo-hoo! Baby! And so I think this is... Was this wipers? That's weird. I thought I had my wipers set up. Okay. See? You mess around with things, things change. Settings. Controls. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Traction control, no. ABS. Where were the wipers? I remember there was like 50,000 wiper settings. There. Very strange. Okay. Apply. There we go. We definitely need wipers. Now, let me get my race driver excuses in. I have not driven Assetto Corsa Evo in weeks, and so this will definitely be a little bit of a wake-up call. But anyway, here we go. Oh, it sounds good. Oh dear, microphone is in the way of my manual gearbox. There we go. Push that down just a little bit. All right. There you go, my friends. That is how you warm up your rear tires in an AE86. Okay, pit limiter enabled. Oh, I love the overrun sound. That's really good. Here we go. This thing moves. I guess as a 20 valve, it's been modified. And you can see it's a lower gearbox, so I guess the other one. Definitely rear-wheel drive. You see, I was going, oh, let's drift it. It should be easy to drift, but clearly not. Okay, so we have to respect it a little bit, I guess. I don't think there's ABS. There's definitely no traction control. Sounds amazing. Ooh. Didn't expect that, actually. Now, of course, it's so much easier to do things in the drive, but the whole point of this channel is to take things to the next level. If you warm up in these conditions, you see, oh crap. Okay, so I wasn't concentrating then. So, it's definitely getting lift off oversteer, and when you brake, it just pitches the car in, which is very realistic, I guess. Okay, you know what? Fine. Shall we try that again? So we go back to pit lane, drive, pit lane limiter on. Everything else is good. Now we understand this car can be dangerous on braking, especially in a very wet Nürburgring, right? Very, very nice. Very short gearbox, I like it. careful of that brake pedal. Trying to cadence braking so that it doesn't cause so much drifting. For those who don't know, cadence is basically where you brake, release brake, brake, release brake to stop it from locking. Independent throttle bodies. I wonder if it's the AA6 fuel injected. Oh, here we go. Not sure how much grip this thing has, but yeah, that's gonna happen at that speed on this wet track. Here we go, down the foxhole. This is so dangerous in the wet. Of course this will be flat, but here, just because of this compression, it could just upset the car very badly. And then over here, not touch that curb. That's it. You can definitely pitch in oversteer if you want. She is good, team. Rebel Tree, we salute thee. Ooh, that brake pedal in the wet is sketch. Ooh, a bit fast. Definitely keeping me on my toes, excuse the pun. You can definitely use the brake to steer the car into the corner, though in the wet it is treacherous. You're a 2-degree angle away from doom. And then the sound will go louder here, so listen to this. Dangerous turn this in the wet, just because of the camber and that roll. Same here, this is where so many people spin. A little bit in. Oh, this is so much fun too! I wish you could be here, but you can. We can actually do this online together, so anybody watching is like, you know what? I want to race the AE in the wet. Yeah, we have to create a server for that. One day, my friends, one day. This will be sketch. Medium lift there, okay, that's alright. She's still climbing. That means his gearing is really good. Oh, shit. Nice. Of course you can go through there faster, but that's literally the first time I'm doing it. I'll brake a little bit early here as well. camera goes off there. Wait. No. I tried to pitch it in. Lap invalidated my ass, man. This game is still way too tight like on that. If you gain an advantage, it should, but just literally, oh, boo-hoo. I guess it's technically fair in time trial. Yes, you do want to go over these curves like that. I don't know, that was more initial D than efficient. Oh, she makes you work just like old cars used to. I like it. There we go. Trail braking gone wrong. Alright, cool. Or YouTube corner. Wave to the crowd, that's pretty cool. How to spin an AE86 Hachiroko in front of the whole world. You see, that brake is really treacherous in this weather. You wouldn't really clamor over that. Treacherous. A little bit of poo came out, I'm not gonna lie. Spits flames. Those who watch my previous streams, you've seen me cut to a recording of the backside of this car. Alright, let's see what you can do. How to blow an engine. Let's see what she can do. She can blow an engine. Invalidated for entering the garage. Are you kidding me? That's one way to turn around. Yeah, you're going the wrong direction. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, how to not park your AE86 Hachiroko. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of fun. That really was impressive. I tell you what, there's a few things to immediately learn about this car. Okay, obviously the rain does exacerbate some of the issues. Well, I wouldn't say they're issues. I think this car in the dry is going to be an absolute blast. In fact, I wouldn't mind giving that a go because the moment I touch the brake, she's giving rotation, which for trail braking is going to be amazing. This car in the dry with warm tires, being able to come into a turn and use the brake to just rotate the car, wonderful. Of course, I think it might also be the differential that we're running is giving that, so that'll be a change as well. Lots to do, but I'm in love. The F40LM is peak, but it's so fast that only like 10% of the time of the whole track are you truly opening her up. The rest of the time you're just praying that you don't get the boost at the wrong time, whereas this, you can unlock it a little bit more, but I think we can tune it a little bit better. But absolute win, team, absolute win. Now, sticking with the brand, why don't we quickly take a Supra, not for a full lap, but just to hear the, you know? Here we go. Look at this, my friends. That makes me feel good in all kinds of strange ways. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a sucker for white cars. If I was a billionaire, maybe one day, a lot of my cars would be white. For me, it's the best color. People go, it's not a color, it's technically all the colors together, yo. But, yeah, oh, look at that. And this, I mean, I should do some research because obviously they've probably modeled it on somebody's Supra, and I just think it's the right spec. The vents in the bonnet, the carbon lights, the splitter but not too crazy, the front bumper fairly standard, nice side skirts, of course, OG, brilliant wheels, the wing as well. And look at this little carbon split, this carbon winglet here, you know, a gurney flap, but it's not even a gurney flap. And then the interior as well. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Enough with that. Shall we go? And by the way, this is a drift spec car, so I'm not good at drifting. I will be the first to admit that. That is something that I will invest time into at some point. Yes, please. I keep forgetting I can operate stuff from my steering wheel. So there we go. You know, me and the wifey, we had a fight. I broke into the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which of course I would never say is a good idea, and I just want to rag the crap out of my Supra, so turn it on. Ooh. Now, I did see the sound capture was hitting the peak limit, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I'm just scared that it's maybe, one, killing headphone users, and two, maybe distorting stuff. To bring it, brought it back a bit, but yes, it's still going to be loud. I'm still going to have to shout over it. Who cares? Okay, and we activate our lights, and we put on our wiper. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Look at this puppy. Look at this puppy. Just that idle. I think this one can give you the... Which one was it? There's a particular camera that gives you the rear view of the car. It shows you the exhausts. No, I can't find it now. Anyway. Right. Traction control. Oh! Alright, very sexy noises, I know. Yes. And they got the right sounding one as well. Oh, yes. Activate sexy noises. Here we go. I tell you what, way more stable than the AE86, but of course it's got a wang, much better suspension. Whoop. What's my heart rate? There we go, we're into the hundreds now. I'm going to purchase a server and just set it up wet Nürburgring and just have people just drifting. Oh, and she spits. I'm over-revving on purpose, I just want to hear that sound. Plus, these engines are good when tuned right to 10k, so... Whoop, whoop. There we go. She runs out of steam a little bit at the top end. I guess the boost for drifting you want to kind of low down, maybe. Yes. Oh my goodness. I love it so much. Seriously, I've had lots of people ask me, is Assetto Corsa Evo worth the money? The answer is, at least at this point, I say yes. Just for that experience. That and the A86 and the Ford, I keep doing this, the Ferrari F40 LM, this puppy. Wow. Also, if you've watched some of my previous streams, you'll know this, but if you haven't, the Ferrari Formula 1 car is on its own just worth buying this game. The sound it makes, the way it makes you feel, and just I watched the replay of me racing and it brought me almost to tears. It's that good. Okay, so shall we step out? What we want to do is we want to go and have a little bit of fun. Just think vehicles, my cars. So I want to try this custom. No, did I did, yes. And so parts, I think we're going to go for the limited slip differential. I just want to see how that reacts. And so this is the short range one, which I assume, I'm guessing, because it's quite low range. But there we go. Okay, so we've changed the diff. Let's see how that operates. And then we're going to go multiplayer, server list. I'm going to go do one Tourist and Farton in the day just to see how it is. And then we'll get into the racing and see how we survive our fittest. Okay. Now, for those watching from around the world, we are in New Zealand, and so it does mean that if I join US servers, either me or the other people become the problem. And so it is a bit of a thing where I try to find one on this side of the planet. All right, so let's sort by ones with people in them. Nürburgring, Tourist and Farton, but you see that ping 284, that's a lot. I don't want to hurt people that way. So this is the Nordschleife, 7 o'clock in the morning. There's a few people in there. It is qualifying. Oh, I'm not too keen on that. Let's see. Oh, and I have to do this as well. So it only shows me servers where I can drive. You know what? Big Bucket Racing. What's this one? So... Pracky. So is that practice? You know what? I wouldn't mind trying this. There was just the recent 12-hour race. So why don't we go... And my car is allowed, I believe. Let's go and have a little bit of fun at Mount Panorama. Ah, bugger. Okay. The last thing I want to do is annoy them with not having the right car. Yeah. It's fun, but when you're driving the slow car like this and your GT3 comes up behind you, it's less a problem for me, it's more a problem for them. Just like, if they catch me at the wrong point in the mountain, it's a massive crash, which, by the way, there was 2 really bad crashes at the, Maguire's 12-hour, one where the Ford GTD hit, well, it's a GT3, but the Ford Mustang hit a kangaroo. Yes, there were kangaroos jumping around on Mount Panorama, but they hit them at night at basically the longest straight. It was pretty horrific. The thing literally just exploded. So that, and then of course there was another very bad crash, but let's not worry about that. So servers are very unresponsive, but here we go. Track day, Tourist and Farton. You know what? Let's take this one. Car is allowed. Let's go. Now, the ping is pretty bad, so it's obviously probably in the United States or in Europe or something like that. But hey, you know what? We're not racing. We're just having a bit of fun. So let's see if there's anybody else with a similar idea to us. Hachi Roku. Yeah, I like this song, man. This is Bull by Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Is it? Let's just have a look. Yeah, Bull by Stream Beats by Arizona. Alright, so all kinds of stuff happening here. Alright, so ignition, pit limiter on. We don't need lights. We don't, and it's actually nice to be able to see the interior, which, by the way, I should move back a little bit so that we can actually see the mirror. That does help. I like using the OG mirror, which... Okay, now, will she do a burnout? Let's see. Answer is yes. Wow, she's running pretty badly now, which is strange, I guess. Graphics are turned down, but anyway. Okay, so now we can put those theories I had earlier to the test. Yeah, ping is terrible. Let's see if she's a bit more stable under braking. See how quickly that car had to get past me? That's insane. I didn't even hear him coming, but that is another level. Yeah, much more stable. That's very good. Did you say much more stable when it's dry? I know there's a better line for that. Also, I haven't tuned the suspension yet. For the Nürburgring, you definitely want to have something a little bit happier over the curves, though it's not bad. I guess it is a road car. Wow. Interesting. Again, just tapped the brake and it just chucked me all wobbly. Close DRS. Oh, okay. I did not know. He used to be just wanting to close the DRS the whole time. There was only 6 gears, yeah. See, there it is again. Even in the dry. Interesting. Lord God Almighty, coming soon. Repent, ask. Okay. Interesting. I guess we will take that away. Yeah, Dom, AAA, I'm sorry, mate. This channel is a channel for everyone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's not cool, man. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, that's not cool. Hang on. Back to pit lane. Let's get out of here for a second. Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a message that's popped up there. Religious text. Look, though I have no problem with religion. I have some form of religion myself. I don't think we condone it on our channel. And so, yeah, I've just had to quickly remember which button I can take out the chat. So, yeah, that happened. And sorry to the blue Porsche. I was obviously dealing with something a little bit bigger. But there doesn't seem like anybody here is interested in driving AE86s, you know? It's just Porsches and Lambos. Come on, guys! Alright. Alright, I assume that's the right way up. Okay, you know what? That was fun, and clearly, my theories on braking, it's even harder. That's going to be something that I need to be aware of going forward. Okay, so let's go and test out our mental theory, shall we? Oh, yes. Okay, so we're getting out of here. We're going into the daily racing portal. Now, this is quite a unique thing. I'll quickly jump over here into this. And so basically what it is... Oh, and I have to log in. Hang on a minute. I'm going to switch back to here because I don't want you to see me logging in, of course. There we go. Sign in with Steam. Yes, please. There we go. We're back in. All right, cool. There we go. So, yeah, you pick the race and then you just give it a go. Now, we've done a lot of them to flat six. That'll be Porsches. I assume it's the GT3s. And so, basically, if I remember correctly, they're ordered in AC Evo, yeah, and PC. Interesting. But yeah, as you can see here, this is Watkins Glen, not keen for that. Alton Park, not keen for that. So Monza with the GT3 Road. And this, let's see, it starts schedule at 6:20. Where's the countdown timer to that? Oh, 11 minutes. Okay, so that's good because that gives us a little bit of time to quickly go and tune our Porsche. So, no. We want to go vehicles. Vehicle hub, Porsche. I just want to see, it was the GT3 road car. Yes, there we go. So I haven't driven it, and it's going to be an interesting one. Oh, the silver and red spec. Weissach pack, duh. What color are we going to do? That's a good question, team. Let me just take myself out here so you can actually see the options list. So firstly, body color. Ooh, you know, oh man. Though I did run a golden Porsche. I ran a golden Porsche and it looked pretty ridiculous. You know what? Let's have a bit of fun. Let's stick with the gold. Okay, accessory colors. So I don't know what accessory colors those are, but I guess with gold, let's rather go black. Brake caliper color, yep, that matches. Beautiful. Decal, let's go silver on that. That'll look cool. Weissach accent package, so that's this. So I think it's blue. No, silver. Or black, silver. Silver and gold, let's do that. And then accent package, logo delete. So no logo. I kind of like the logo. Exclusive design taillights. Yeah, let's stick with that. Okay, so now we have to change the wheels because they do not suit this. Yeah, just like that. Easy, ladies and gentlemen. Interior. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Stitch contrast. I guess we have to go with silver because that red is not going to look good. Door loops, silver. Look how crazy this is, right? Yellow. Tachometer dial color. Are you kidding me? God's red. Yeah, sure. Chrono stopwatch color. Yes. Tachometer dial color 2. That's what we want. So we'll tick that one on. Interesting. I guess then maybe we have to turn that one on. Steering wheel leather finish. No, we want Alcantara, thank you. How do I untick that? Hello? There we go. Exterior race tech package. Yes. A decorative stitching in contrast color. There we go. And turn that on. Interesting. Okay, so very much a unique... And then parts. Club Sport fire extinguisher, of course. Weissach package, interior trim. All of these things seem to be enabled. I can't see anything that I can change. Okay, enough of that. Let's go back. Hopefully we'll get the Manti package soon. I like that. A little bit of silver detail there. So back, confirm. Add to my cars. Yes. All right, how many minutes do we have? 7 minutes left. So why don't we... just quickly go drive, single player. Firstly, let's put the weather into clear. Back, and this was at Monza, I believe. So Monza, and everything else. And now we'll switch this on automatic ignition because whatever. Clear, custom start station. Just so I can get a lap or two just to see how she rolls. Okay, so I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I did select night. Okay, that's fine. Let's just take it as it is. Actually, no, let's not. Bang. Time. Let's go. Let's try that again. Cool. All kinds of fun today, team. All kinds of fun. Right. Drive. Yes, okay. And so, no clutch needed. Okay, so first and foremost, traction control and ABS settings are working. There is no ABS. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, I need to figure out DRS. Ooh, quickly. That'll be huge in this game. Are you kidding me? Controls. Okay, so what button can I use for DRS? Okay, I know which one. Okay, DRS. Yeah, that's huge, man. That's ERS, DRS. There we go. Hello? Oh, I need a new button for it. Maybe this one? Hang on. I see the problem. I need to go controls. So good that we checked this out. So I've got to go into Logitech. And so I can't remember, but I think it's the right indicator that I don't need. And so let's first go down here. Engine map, ERS. There we go. DRS. Bang. Why does it not... I think it's because of the indicators. I think it's annoyingly because of the indicators. Let's just see here. Shift gear. Yep. Shift gear. Flashing lights. Left, right. So we're going to clear this binding because we don't need the right indicator. And then there we go. See, a little bit of knowledge goes a long way. Okay, we have 5 minutes, and so glad we did this because, good God, driving this car without DRS. There we go. Okay, so DRS. Oh, what? I'm still in manual. Hello? Manual mode. So this is a road car with road tires, so let's see how she does around here. Where's the braking point? Oh yeah, DRS again. So it's DRS the whole time, basically. There is a DRS line, but I wonder if you're just allowed to DRS wherever you want. Okay, where's our braking point? Let's try 200. Okay, maybe a little bit after 200, depending. DRS open. Okay, 3 minutes till it starts. It's gonna be tight, yo. Okay, where's our braking point here? Let's try 100. Okay, clearly not. So 150. Just trying to learn quickly the braking points before we go racing. Okay, 300, let's try 200. Okay, 200's good. Though we are running a traction control 3, that's all right. Come on, grip, grip, grip. There we go. It's because we're DRSing around that corner. Okay, and again, we'll try at the 150 this time. Okay, bit risky at 150. So stable for a road car, it's insane. Okay. One minute 48 seconds till the race starts. Oh, this is dangerous. I was too focused on other stuff there. Didn't see my braking point. Okay, so what did we do it last time? We did the 100. So I think here we're going to go 150. Okay, 150 is good. Again, this is by no means proper training, but for what we're trying to do, this is fine. All right, here we go. So we register. I agree to stay cool, calm, and collected. Okay. Excellent. So we've got a minute to just woo some. So again, what is our goal today, team? Very simply, we're not going to win. There's no chance, especially in something like this. People have been doing these races back to back to back. They've tuned all of the settings. We're just here to have fun. Of course, if I really wanted to commit to this, we would just do flat 6 series over and over and keep fine-tuning and so forth. But again, that's not our goal. Just want to have fun, but it's survival of the fittest. Try not to go for the gap unless it's obviously there. Easier said than done when you're in the moment, but we're going to try that. I'm also going to try and evaluate the people around me. Remember, I'm playing in New Zealand, and this particular server will probably be in Europe or in the United States, and so it's going to cause some issues for sure. So I just need to not crash the whole time. That would be the goal. And also just try not to get in people's way that are better than me at this point. I do think I'm a good racer, but I think in these settings, probably not. All right, so copy details. So what does that mean? What do you have to copy details? What is this about? Last time you just clicked it and it launched the game. I don't understand. Special events. Is it what? Daily racing portal. It just opens up the same website. What's going on? Copy details. Do you have to type in the server now? What? Oh, man. Again. There's no instructions. Please take note of important information below. Copy the details. What do you do with it, though? Step 1, race server will open at option 1, copy details, launch Assetto Corsa Evo, open server list via drive multiplayer server list, click paste. Okay, so we're here. Where's paste? Does anybody see a paste? Maybe that's it. Invalid server info. Let's see here. Copy details and paste. By the way, it'd be useful to actually put a paste button there. It's loading. You just used to push a button and it would immediately load you. Well, it would close the game and open it up, but this is... It's doing a passwordy thingy, which is, I guess, a step forward. Flat 6 series, split 1, server unresponsive. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Maybe it's already full. Maybe everybody already jumped in. Yeah. Thanks, Kunos. You've literally made it harder for me to join this game. What? Before, all you had to do is just click join. It would restart the game and you're in. Now it's borked. It's terrible. Okay, can I join it anyway? Oh man, this is village. Top, yeah, sure. Problem is they've already started now. So interesting, I see you can then obviously copy the details beforehand so you can join the next server. Now we paste invalid server information, copy details. Again, it's early access, I know, but come on, man. This should not be this hard. Most games, you just do it in the menu. You just go click, click, select, go. Why is this different? I mean, is there a cheating element to it that they're trying to eradicate? Code better, who knows? Code better. It's never taken this long to load the server list. And so I'm annoyed. Clearly, this is village, man. Absolute village. The manual join. Launch Assetto Corsa, open the server list via drive, search for the server using the server name. Once provided, enter the server password. For a race that you're going to do 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and it's still just borks. I don't want to do this anymore. So there we go. So we paste. See, the paste button isn't even available. No, fine. Super Roadster. So now that we understand how this stupid system works, my goodness, let's jump over here to the left screen. Okay, so after all of that Porsche effort, let's see. So today, race complete. Next one's at 9:30, so in 6 minutes, I guess. 5 minutes. What car do we need? What is this? Ah, okay. All right. We can join that one. And so we will firstly, in my car, change my car's Toyota. You won't see what I'm doing here, of course. Cool. At least we get to use the manual. Man, this is going to be absolute carnage, and I need to be careful of that braking setup. But here we go. Register. I agree not to freak out. Register. Registration closes in 4 minutes. And so you see here, so it doesn't give me the option to copy the details, but if I click server info, now it gives me the option to copy details. And so, okay. Oh, okay. We're back. Okay, so drive, multiplayer, server list. Now we patiently wait. I would love to see what people's feedback is on this, because I think the first setup was terrible, but it worked pretty well. Yes, it had to close the game and open it, and that I can live with. But this, what? Okay, so we paste invalid server information string in clipboard. What? Man, this feels like it's 1992. What? Oh, hang on. So that's the okay, hang on. So what? This is so here, see? My next race in 3 minutes, server info. But then look, there we go. I can't copy the details yet, so that's okay. So we will select something else. And the problem is, yeah. I'm going to stop being negative, team. Well, I'm going to try and stop. Why is this so hard? Racing games for 15 years online. You just go, click a button, and then it's there. Yes, they're working on it. No, they're going to make it easier, but why is this? Why isn't it just the way it should be from the start? Woo, so... All right, so what do we do? So I should have now spent 3 minutes quickly taking the A86 around the Austrian Grand Prix circuit, but I'm not even going to bother with that now. My heart rate won't be able to handle it. So while we wait then, why don't we jump over here? We take a step out and let's admire some cars. We might as well. Cool, so what's new? So in VW, they've added the Golf Mark 1, which is great. Should be a little bit of fun. Obviously, we covered Porsche Mini. That I have to try at some point. Nothing new in Mercedes-Benz. Still very beautiful. Definitely got to give that Mazda a go at some point. Maserati's cool. This was a lot of fun, though. This was the thing that pushed me to my absolute limit. Lamborghini. Hyundai. Ah, the S2000, my baby. Beautiful Ford. Ferrari, no new Ferraris, but this is new. The Dallara EXP. Definitely want to give that a spin. That looks insane. Insane. You saw how fast that thing just flew by me. All right. Obviously a Camaro ZL1. Yeah, a bit of fun. Americana. There's the Caterham Academy, you know, and the Caterham 485 CSR. Definitely something to check out at some point. BMW, beautiful. There's the M2. We will definitely give that a spin. I'm saying definitely a lot. Audi, they've added the Quattro Sport. The problem for me is this, it's a bit anemic. There's so many classic Audis, but I'm sure they've already got them. They're just drip feeding it to us. This looks cool as well. I'd love to give that little EV a spin. Alfa Romeo, of course, you know, Kunos being Italian. This is, you know, going to be an area of great. This definitely needs to give a spin at some point. Okay. So, we've got 1 minute and 17 seconds. I just want to see, did I lose all my cars? The ones that I spent money on? No, you see, there's both. So they basically merged my garage. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, we go drive, we go multiplayer, we go server list, and then we wait for the server to load. And then I think just by having the server loaded, the question is do you have to refresh then paste, or is it already there? I don't know. Imagine I can't get into an online race. That's negative. We are going to get into an online race. Don't you worry about it. Don't you? As you see here, the red one's server unresponsive. Okay. Anyway. So much of the unresponsiveness. Okay, 13 seconds, team. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. This will work. Copy details. Paste. Yeah, of course. So we hit refresh. Maybe now it will work. The stupid thing is the fact that you've got just this paste button. It's very unclear. But then also not being able to see what you've pasted and clear it is yeah, it's a bit crazy. Now they did say you can also search it, so we'll see if that works. But then you have to type in the password, which I don't know where it is. That's so archaic. Paste. You game is all I'm going to say. Okay, so we go Racing Legends. Plus now it's just filling up the server list. No, that's not it. What? Okay, I can see the password and I can see the server name, but it's not there. It's not there! I have no filters on. By the way, beautiful tune here. Flares in My Eyes, Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Check them out on Spotify. Loading, loading, loading. I can't believe this. Racing Legends. So there we go. So server unresponsive. So maybe they've just borked it. Maybe the game is just not working right now. I can't even select it. And that was the one that we were looking for. Well done, Assetto Corsa Evo. At least for me, right now, here in New Zealand, I'm gonna swear, so close your ears if you shouldn't hear this. You fucked it. You messed this up badly. You've taken something that was already jank, but worked, and just made it more jank. Anyway, hey, you know what? It is what it is. We will then go and find some other racing, shall we? Daily racing portal doesn't work. What are special events? Oh yeah, I remember. It's just this do a time lap and whatever. It's village multiplayer. Okay, so what's the point of the stream? Survival of the fittest. What do we need to do? Is be fit. And woosah. Woosah. Okay, so server list. The stupid thing is when you go back in, it keeps the settings. That's the whole point of exiting, is probably to clear it out. I'm trying to be positive, I promise you. And then I just spot another stupid thing. Man, so the kudos to Kunos. They are taking feedback. And so on their website, you can follow a link and you can give feedback. And so I will, server unresponsive, surprise, surprise, I will be compiling this. Okay, so let's see. Any track that I know, Mount Panorama, there's nobody in there. Okay, so let's sort by amount of users. Look, push come to shove, we're just gonna have to do a single player race, which I'm fine with. It's not ideal, I'm fine with. Okay, so there's 23 people here. Again, Watkins Glen, so that'll be obviously quite a popular one right now. I don't want to learn a new track at this point. Yep, there's nothing going on the Assetto Corsa Evo. By the way, I do think I saw the amount of players for Assetto Corsa Evo on Steam drop considerably after the announcement, so I wonder if that had an impact. But alright team, now we've got carte blanche. We want to have fun. I'm going to take the AE86. That braking, that was so crazy, man. Let's work with it, shall we? So we're going to go single player. We're going to do a race weekend. Let's do a proper one. So practice duration, 10 minutes, that's good. Qualifying duration, 15 minutes, that's good. Warm-up duration, I don't need a warm-up. I guess let's see how it works. 5 minutes. And then race type laps. We'll do 10 laps. Which track are we going to do? That's maybe an important question. Let's go back and have a look at the track first. But so considering, do we do Suzuka? I don't think this will be a good car on Suzuka, especially with the long straights. I did like the idea of Mount Panorama, but it is long straights. Nürburgring would be fun, but it's very long. How's this tune, man? Whoa, what are we listening to? Bound to Lose. Wow, okay. Well, I guess it is a Japanese car, so Suzuka might be the way. Okay. And so, we can do the short track. But we do, it's sort of, I want a combination of East and West. So, okay, so we're going to do full Suzuka, but that means that 10 laps is maybe a bit much. So we'll bump that down to 5 laps. Cool. Start time is fine. Grid type automatic. Well, isn't it where you qualify? Number of opponents. Let's take that up to 10. Now, opponent skill. Let's bump it up, because I was winning quite easily last time. So let's go from 90 to 100, which seems realistic. And single make, we'll leave that on. We'll definitely want to just do Hachi Rokus. Apply back. Weather conditions are good. Assists automatically starting the car for me is good. Alright, shall we give it a go? The nice thing is we do have a practice, then a qualifying, then a race, so I can get into the car a little bit. Seriously, team, I am just blown away by that fact. The fact that I can't get into an online race. Alright. Shall we? Alright. Down to foot cam, and yes. There's that lift off oversteer, especially, you see there? Damn, you gotta catch it. So it's gotta be brake in a straight line. I can adjust that, but I'm not gonna worry about that now. Just gotta work with it and be careful of it. Maybe even use it. Also, the tires are cold, so whoa! Okay, got to be way more stable there. She's a bit more lively than she was at the Nürburgring. Yeah. Yeah, boom. Okay, interesting. Man, the reverse gear on a G923 is pretty vintage. Okay, this is not going to be easy, that's for sure. Hang on, let's pause for a second. I see that the camera shifted a bit, so let's just push it down just a tad. There we go. Cool, and resume. The moment you brake mid-corner, you're in trouble. That is very hard. I'm going to have to learn a new driving style. Well, not a new driving style, but just a style. Okay, where do we brake? Probably the 100. Straight into fourth gear. That was fun. But this is what this practice is all about. Let's learn her. Gearing's perfect for Suzuka. Well, that was interesting. She likes to drift. I wonder if it's that limited slip diff I've got. I'll have to read up on that. Okay, we'll stand third for this section. Okay, really got to brake early, get the car settled well. Definitely wants to be driven out of the corner, not into the corner unless you really know what you're doing. So like here, lift, brake. Shit, I lost the steering wheel. There we go. Gotta be so gentle on brake input. Yeah, she's definitely something to master. Again, we can change this with setting. I'm trying to adjust my seat while we're doing this. Probably not a good idea. Set the 100, brake hard. Going to fourth from sixth, so it's forward backwards before releasing clutch. Problem is the computer won't be playing with the clutch. It's okay, we've got 4 minutes left. We're slowly getting better. Best lap so far. Yeah. She drives a bit like a Porsche in the sense that you do not want to be braking as you enter the corner. You want to do all your braking in a straight line, really settle the car, and then drive out, which is so unique. I mean, this car should be a dream to handle. Again, I think its settings may be a differential, but we'll stick to what we know. Why are you braking there? You must not be 100% skill level. Come on, give me a bit of space. Give me the space. Okay, get to the outside curb, brake a little bit, try to settle her for this part. Not too much throttle because she will oversteer out. That's a bit better. Okay, we're learning. Also just got to focus on being a bit more specific with my gear changes. I'm just slamming it and sometimes you mess that up. Okay, again, so we're going to brake at 100. Yeah, I'll be more specific with my gear changes. Long. Again, this is so dangerous, man. Like, even before the 100, I should... Just look at that drift. Definitely enjoying this, man. This is a challenging car. I thought it was going to be easy. Oh, it's not. It's one of the best. Hey, initial D that. Can she do this flat? No, not so flat. That's nice. I remember our car's damaged, front lip is gone, so she can probably do better. right. We learnt a bit. 10 seconds ahead? Again, this is practice. They'll probably get better. But, damn. Alright. Okay, so we go back. And now what? Oh. Next session, okay. I was like... And now what do we do? Oh, fun, 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 fun. Ooh. Interesting. All right. So, again, the 86 is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. There we go. Actually, I wonder the reason why I'm so fast is maybe because I've got the upgraded engine. Maybe that's why. So they're just running the stock one and I'm running the 20 valve. That's probably it. Oh, bugger. Okay, so we'll have to detune the engine to have a fair race. Oh well, we're in it now. It's a race against ourselves. I love this car. I'm gonna have to become a better driver because of it. She's drifting out of there, actually. That was not the best. Oh, here we go. You see, I'm gonna have to learn how to drift with this thing. So satisfying. Man, I love this car. Yeah, of course. At least it doesn't do that stupid Gran Turismo thing where it invalidates the next lap sometimes. Okay, so you can push it out flat. Okay, here we go. First qualifying lap. Let's take it easy. We don't have to beat them. Man, that was bad. This car's so unstable. And then throw the throttle at it. Try to keep her in the left. Better. That felt awesome. Braked a little bit earlier for that. Let's see. We do want to wash out a bit wide here. That gives us a little bit better angle on this corner. See, can I keep my foot throttle? Yeah, I can, but upsets. Oh shit! Upsets the balance. How many times? Yeah, we still got time. So quick on just over rotations. Fascinating. I tell you what, this is more sketchy than an F40LM. Again, we can adjust the settings, I know. Okay, so this lap won't count, so we gotta go it again. But enjoying it so much for sure. Better. Bit early on the brakes there. Far out. I might still clock first place with this lap. Not the best. That exhaust sound is awesome. I love it. Okay, at least we got a lap. We used the brake there, which maybe was a bit of a mid-corner suicide. Bit wide. Nice. Clean. my goodness, almost invalidated that. And you just, when you think, I got this car figured out, she just goes, hello, check this out. Did you know you can oversteer like that? Oh, wide. All right, and then just tip her in nice and slowly. Oh man, this car is an enigma. I love it. Hey, Coca, how you doing? What do you think of our Hachiroku, the 86? Got in a bit deep there, so I had to cadence it a little bit, but that's okay. But yeah, Coca, love the green heart, man. How's things over on your side of the planet? Better, huh? No, that was village. No. A little bit smoother, but not as fast as I'd like to. Again, you've got to focus the whole time with this car. It's fascinating. What's our heart rate at? Oh, we're just chilling at the 92. That's all right. Slightly better lap. There's definitely still time in it. That was a freaking initial D entry if there was ever one. He lost a lot of time here, so this will gain. Cruise. Nice and slow, throttle application, get her out. Better. just because you underestimate, you think, ah, it's such a small car, I can just floor it out of a hairpin. Nope. Ooh, maybe a little bit gutsy on the steering on brake. That's terrible. I should have gotten a wider apex. Still similar exit in that sector. Came in like a freaking wreckable there. Okay, I'm happy with that last lap. That was pretty good. Ooh-wee. Okay, so as you can see, I'm 11 seconds ahead. I think what we've worked out is that I've got the 20 valves per cylinder engine, which I think is why it sounds firstly like a superbike and secondly why it's 11 seconds ahead. I can't imagine that the AI turned up to 100% is 11 seconds behind me, especially on a track like this. It must be purely down to the engine. All right, let's go. So back next session. Ooh, what do we think, team? How cool is this car, man? I am loving it. So, do you want to go and buy it? If you haven't got a Assetto Corsa Evo, just for that. I will say that playing it as a manual is probably one of the reasons why it's so awesome. Okay, cruise control. Let's get our first shower. Okay, so this is a warm-up. Not that we need it. Okay, cold tires. Let's remember, cold tires are even more treacherous. Now, for those who've just joined going, well, hang on, aren't you supposed to be racing online? Yeah, go back half an hour. It's a ridiculous. They've changed the way the online servers work. You got to copy and paste the name and a password, and it just kept saying server unresponsive. It's, yeah, a massive negative. Like, considering what's currently going on in the world of Kunos and the news they've released, for it to have taken a step back so massively is a bit concerning. But just to play this car, it's worth every penny, even though that pennies are technically half. What I mean by that is it's currently, you see, that's where it happens. If I'm coming in, locking up my brakes, it's causing the car to rotate. And then when I get on the power, the wheels are already working too hard. So I've got to be careful about if I do come in that angle, I've got to slightly wait for the car to settle before applying the power. But you know, if you watch like old racing series, like the Goodwood Revival races, you see that people are permanently drifting the car. That's a race style that I haven't learned, which clearly it's going to be important to getting this car figured out. Here we go, from 64th again. Fun to do in the manual gearbox. One day I'll put a camera on my gearbox. Actually, I should do that. I've got a spare camera, low resolution, but got an alarm going off here. Sorry, multitasking. Hell no. That is awesome. Hey, can somebody in the chat do me a favor? Just check if the AE86 was fuel injected or if it is carburetor. I tell you why, because the way this thing sounds, it definitely sounds like it's got trumpets. And that makes me think carburetor, but I don't know. It could be fuel injected as well, especially this 20 valve per cylinder engine. Drifting out of there with this thing. So much fun. Got to treat this corner with way more respect. There's a lot of time to win there, especially coming out of this section here. That was drifting. Same here. We got to get this late apex. You see, but now I'm washing wide, and I'm currently drifting, so it's not good. Can we make the pits in 20 seconds? I doubt it. And the pit entrance should be just down here. Okay, this is the pit entrance. Okay, good. Ooh, yeah, we'll end the session. Let's first park our baby. Perfect. Here we go, team. Warm up done. Now it's time to race. Again, unfortunately, this won't be a fair race. It does seem like this car is way more powerful than all the 86s, and that's because I think it's that 20 valve per cylinder engine upgrade. If not, I'm amazing. Which, I don't know. I don't think I am. Alright, so we'll go back, and then next session. Okay, so race start, clutch, and all of that jazz. Unless it's a... yeah, we'll see. Let's see, shall we? What? Oh, there we go. That's a different song. Cool, we're into a new album now. Neutralize. Alright. Let's do it. Okay. We're waiting. Car is started. She's gonna spin a lot. I think that was a good start, considering. Cold tires, remember? They just want to be gentle into this first turn while they warm up. Definitely hitting the rev limiter a lot. I don't know why. It feels to me like the car should rev high. Oh, with cold tires, let's remember. I do have shift lights on my steering wheel, so I should pay more attention to it. But isn't it great to have a car that you keep hitting the rev limiter because it sounds so damn good? Still being a bit gingerly because of the cold tires. Let's see, so I'm trying to give this corner a little bit more respect so I can get a cleaner exit. But still a little bit of wheel spin just for funsies. Try to get her turned in early so I can get the smoother exit. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Because basically by the time this car tells you to shift, you have to shift immediately. Whereas my shift lights on my actual steering wheel is giving me a little bit more of a warning. DRS enabled. Right? Yeah, see again, it's not even fair. They're nowhere near me. Woohoo! I tell you what, when she goes, she wants to go. That was full opposite luck. And then the moment she corrects herself, if you don't catch that, you're in the grass. So it's fascinating. It's easy to let go, but spiky. I would say very similar to an S2000 AP1 actually in many regards. Though the AP1 is way more stable under braking. To be fair, it is mid-engine, so... Yeah, I'm proud of myself because I had that ABS lock. Oh, ABS. There's no ABS. The brakes locking in at that last second. And if I apply throttle, it just starts to spin quite nasty. I tell you what. If this is how they raced, I have even more. I had loads of respect already, but even more considering what an animal this thing is. I enjoy that shift because I'm literally going straight from 6th into 4th. So much fun. It was a bit early on the brakes there, but that's alright. It's not like I'm... being challenged right now. Just 18 seconds ahead, whatever. am starting to become a subconscious driver with this. Oh, that's so hilarious. Anyways, what I was trying to say before I basically took over from my subconscious and started driving like an absolute nincompoop is... Hang on. Let's get on just straight before I yabber my mouth. I'm starting to get better at steering the car on the strange balance. Like I'm starting to, when I don't... Hang on a second. When I just drive and let my brain do its thing. Instead of focusing on streaming and talking. It's amazing how I start going, okay, as I'm rotating into the corner and the balance is upset, I'm using that by just tapping the accelerator or the brake. So oh, that's me. I love that. Lap time gain evaluation. Oh, damn, because I'm actually faster. Yeah, see? Interesting. Okay, so I haven't seen this before. So, because for some reason I went into that corner so much better and gained like half a second, but I went off track. It definitely didn't gain any advantage by going off track. But because I was ahead, it gives you a penalty. Interesting. Okay, I kind of like that. That's sort of the Gran Turismo way where you can whee, drift it, baby. 10-second penalty. Are you kidding me? So what I mean is, the Gran Turismo, if you get a penalty, you have to drive slower to basically work that penalty off unless you finish the race with it. And so you could just, you know, release the accelerator a little bit and then slowly that time disappears. This seems to be, you have that opportunity. Sorry, I'm talking while driving, it's not easy. This seems to be, you have the option to do it at the head. So if I look up, I go, oh crap, I'm 0.2 of a second ahead, and it's giving me that opportunity to undo the advantage, which again wasn't fair there. But then you can just tap off, maybe even brake, which definitely is better than a 10-second penalty. So yeah, interesting. Okay, I kind of like it. Ooh, I tell you what, driving manual in this car and talking, definitely not the easiest thing. But she does reward smooth driving. So that's something, again, I need to be a little bit more cool with the steering. I went into ABS there, that's alright. Got lucky there, my right rear wheel touched the grass. That was almost a boo-boo. that was stupid. You see, you started losing mental fatigue. Or I'm starting to have mental fatigue. And so what happens is I'm not concentrating ahead of time. I'm reacting to what the car's doing. What you should be doing is thinking ahead. So what's going to happen next, and be prepared for that. And so when you're talking and you're not focusing, you suddenly go, oh crap, I need to do this, and it's too late. And so now you're fighting the car. So it's a very good tip I can say for beginners, is you are racing one step ahead the whole time. If you're just driving in the now, you run into problems very quickly. You've got to think ahead. So now I'm thinking, okay, at the 100 board, brake, clutch, go forward, go back. Let's see if I can pull it off now. Nice and smooth. Don't brake too hard to unsettle the car. Shift up early. Brake halfway at the... There we go. Came in a bit hot there, but that's all right. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Suzuka and Haichi Roku with the 20 valve engine. There we go. Woo! Tell you what, that is definitely a little bit of work. Okay, and so can I save the replay? Let's see. Replay. Beautiful. And that's it. We've won. Now what? You see, this is the problem that people are saying about this new update is, what did I get for that? I didn't get experience points. I didn't get money. I got nothing. And so what's the point of me doing single races? Earlier I got money and I went, okay, cool. Well, even though I can technically get any car in the free mode, this would mean that for me, if I want to drive a new Pagani or something in the Eifel region, I've worked for it. I've done a race. Now, maybe in the full version, you'll get certain cars for finishing certain races. Okay, I'm sure they will do well. All right. Well, yeah, there's nothing more to do, is there? Yeah. All right. All right, team. This has been fun. This has been interesting. This has been frustrating. Interesting. So, for me, I'm a bit concerned. Okay, not completely concerned, but a bit concerned. So let me switch up the music a little bit here. Give us a bit of energy. But yes, so what am I concerned about? Not the racing, not the way the cars feel. That was so much fun. I have got a new car to learn. Like, if you do have a Assetto Corsa Evo, go and practice this car. It is going to challenge you in ways you didn't see coming. Yes, we need to do a bit of tuning on it just to make it less reactive to brake, steering coming in. But on corner entry, but also mid-corner, if I tap the brake, you're doomed. So I find the game from a racing perspective is beautiful. So go ahead and buy it just for that. It's going to become better. Remember, it's early access now, so you can buy it half price. When it comes out, it'll be double the price. So it's still going to be the game to have. So might as well jump in now. You just got to deal with some frustrations. What's the frustration? The first idea of today's stream was to go and race online, because that's what I did in the last stream. And guess what? They changed the system, and for whatever reason now, you don't just click join on the website. Yes, it's external to the game, and then it would restart the game and then put you in, and it worked 95% of the time. Great. Now you have to copy the details, then go into the server area, which is already overpopulated with servers, unresponsive, not working well, paste it in, and then it was unresponsive. Sorry, that's terrible, but it's early access. I can guarantee you they are going to fix it. And so there's a way for me to go and give feedback, and I will, and hopefully they listen to this. But I can promise you now, the people at Kunos have a lot on their mind right now. Removing the career mode, money, leveling up, it's got a lot of people irked, and I've seen some of the reasons why that's not a good thing right now. So yes, there are some concerns, but give them the time and the opportunity. Think about it this way. They always have to be in the, sometimes you could even say, shade of Assetto Corsa OG. The modding scene for that has been going for I don't even know how many years, a lot of years. It's an old game now. And so there's graphics enhancements and the most amazing map tracks and things like that. Remember, there are Formula One teams that use the original Assetto Corsa's model in their racing sims. Yes, they have better laser scan tracks and they've got their own proprietary physics setups, but it's using that as the base. That shows how hard it's going to be for Assetto Corsa Evo to beat it. And that's why they went early access. And so it's a bit harsh, but to, look at a kid who's practicing to do, play guitar in the beginning, they're going to suck a bit, but give them that chance. I'm sure they will shine bright. So that's my spiel on the current state of Assetto Corsa Evo, but I still had a lot of fun. Man, that Hachiko Roku is awesome. But I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Feel free to smash the comments, give me some of your feedback, your experiences, and some questions like around what sort of recommendations do I have? Is there something else that you can try, and so forth. As always though, if you want to learn more about me or my channel, please don't be shy. Head over to nextleveljj.com. There's a good amount of stuff there. Most importantly, my schedule, my top 100. If you want to support me in any way, I've got a Patreon. I've even got this little thing where you can just throw a little tip at me. It'll make a difference. But before I forget, team, this is big. The bar has fixed itself. As you can see down here, I've now added a Twitch bar that shows us how we are looking. We went up two followers in the stream. That's huge. We just need 5 more, just 5 more, and we could become affiliates. So to those people who've joined the team, our community, you rock, you're awesome. I'm gonna work hard to make sure that you are loving it, and also that in a year or 2 years or 3 years from now, when hopefully this is a big channel, you can say I was part of the OG, and so is the shirt. More on that later, but definitely go over to my Discord. We are creating immunity. We are creating an immunity community, and the point there is that if you want to play Assetto Corsa Evo, we'll chuck you in a group, and then that group can chat and we can arrange events. If you want to play Rocket League, if you want to play Digital Combat Simulator, if you want to play other games, it's a free space for us to grow. Please go and check it out. Now, of course, the YouTube goal, 63 out of 1,000. Regardless, we're working on it. So if you're on YouTube, or especially on Twitch, and you've enjoyed this, please, of course, a like is greatly appreciated, but follow me. I think we can build something amazing here. So yeah, but all in all, team, this has been super fun. I'd love to actually keep racing, but I do have to do some life stuff. The sun is shining outside, so maybe go for another mountain bike ride. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments or join my Discord. It'll be good to hear from you. But hey, I hope you have an awesome day, and we will catch up soon. Ciao.